had these weird markings over their stomach that were said to be brought on by the aliens, and it caused lots of womb infections.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not, we could go more into it, but it's not pleasant. That was like the most pleasant example I could come up with off the top of my head. Yeah.
This all went like very sideways.
You know what we should do?
What?
What if we transfer now into our drive-by ghostings and we have a really fun one?
We do have a really fun one.
Do you guys want to? So let's wrap up Shadow People. Yay, Shadow People.
Or boo, Shadow People.
We don't know. But yeah, time for a really fun drive-by ghosting we got.
Yeah. Amelia's so excited about this one.
I'm so excited. I loved this one. I've showed it to everyone I know. This letter is entitled The Legend of Big Boot and the Creepy Nun Not from the Movie. Hi, Amelia and Beth.
Hi.
Hey. I have a great story for you, but first I want to tell you that I have a surprise for you at the end of the story. So this story starts out when I was about 4 years old. I lived in a house that was about Civil War times old. I would have scary dreams about a giant boot that I would call Big Boot. And the scariest part about Big Boot was every time I had a dream about Big Boot, I would wake up and there would be watery footsteps at the edge of my bed that looked like, you guessed it, cowboy boots. Also, I would always have a lady that looked like a nun that would float into my room. I would hide under the covers and the face would go through it. Then I would fall asleep immediately. Okay, ready for that special surprise? I'm a kid! Okay, keep up the good work and make more videos. Bye! P.S. So many people watch you because you are the second top ghost hunting podcast on Spotify. Well, my goodness, thank you so much for writing in that note. I also applaud your use of multiple explanation points. What? Why can't I say this word?
Exclamation?
Why can't I say it?
I don't know. Because it's late and you're tired.
Oh my gosh. Exclamation points. Because I do the same thing when I send emails. I just go nuts with my points and I love them and I love that you use them. And that was a great story. And you know what, kiddo? We are now the top ghost hunting podcast on Spotify.
Stop it. Are we?
We are.
Excellent.
We are. So thank you. Thank you so much to all of our listeners who made that possible.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Stephanie, that was such a great story.
That was really sweet. Thank you. That really made my day.
I have to say, if that witch's face or the nun's face was coming through the blankets at me, like, I don't think that I would have been able to go to sleep. I think I would have been too scared. So, and I admire your cool-headedness that you were just like, yeah, it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a boss.
Absolutely.
Way to go.
Thanks for writing in. Send us any other stories that you have.
Yeah. And keep on listening.
Always. And tell a friend.
Tell 10 friends. Tell your class. Have us show up for show and tell. We'll be there.
Oh, depending on where it is, I would totally go for show and tell.
Let's go.
We could do it over Skype.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they could put us on Skype in the classroom and we could talk about how you make a podcast.
You know, you and your teacher can work it out. Just let us know the details.
Right. Amelia could, Amelia might struggle because, she works like 8 million hours a week. So she's going to need some lead time.
Yeah, give me a couple of days. Also, if you have any friends who need a job, have them call me. But no, depending how young of a kid you are.
Have a look at this.
All right, folks. This is it. This is the last one that we have from our friend Daniel.
Daniel, we need your stories. Where you at?
And I heard through the grapevine, Daniel, that you were planning to record yourself doing a story, and you might have been going like full production on it. So where is it?
Yeah, so we need that because we are recording our super spooky Halloween show on October 25th to be released on the 30th. So Daniel, you, also everyone else listening, we need your stories for that show. We want to have as many of you guys involved as possible.
Right. Scary Halloween stories.
Scary Halloween stories.
Funny Halloween stories.
Hilarious Halloween stories. You can write it in. You can record yourself doing it.
Please record yourself doing it.
Whatever. We're here for all of it. So please, 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 please. Okay, here's Daniel's story.
Sometime around the mid-1980s, in my old home of Hobart, Tasmania, southernmost...
What? Hold on.
I know. I was just kind of hoping that we could move past that.
No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. You got to send me... You know what I want.
A Tasmanian devil?
I want a Tasmanian devil photo.
Just a picture?
I don't want... My cat would kill it. Or, well, I don't know. They're pretty tough.
Right.
But yeah, just send a picture. I want a picture.
We can get you a picture on Google
No,
right now.
I want one from an Australian. Okay, now you can continue.
Did you get a kangaroo picture last time you asked for one? I know you got a shirtless picture.
I did get a shirtless picture.
Did you share that?
Yeah. I did. I put it on our story. Daniel sent me a hilarious shirtless picture that was, it was so funny. It was a shirt hanger with just a tie around it and no shirt on it. Get it? Like a shirtless picture.
Yeah, that was a funny day. All right. We're going to try this again. Sometime around the mid-1980s in my old home of Hobart, Tasmania, southernmost state of Australia, I was told the following story about an elderly gentleman that was driving home in his cherished sedan years earlier. He suffered a heart attack during the drive, but thankfully he was only driving slowly at the time and crashed lightly into a fence outside a house, only knocking a couple of boards loose. Allegedly, he had passed before the car hit the fence, and the car suffered minimal damage. A few months later, a man in his mid-20s bought the repaired car, unaware that its previous owner had died in the driver's seat. One afternoon, the new owner was driving alone along the same section of road where the accident had happened. Suddenly, without any movement for the driver's arms, the car started to drift to the right, with the driver yanking it back into the lane in time to avoid hitting anyone coming the other way. Do they drive on the wrong side of the road in Australia?
I have no idea. Their toilets flush the wrong way, though.
As we learned from The Simpsons
those
years ago.
Yeah.
Something made him look into his rearview mirror, and he nearly died on the spot from the shock of seeing a well-dressed elderly man sitting in the back seat behind him. He looked out the front for a moment, and then when he looked again in the mirror, the man was gone, but the smell of Old Spice aftershave filled the air for a moment, a fragrance the young man never wore. A few days later, the new owner was driving the same road again, and he kept glancing into the mirror. Nothing appeared, but as he approached the crash location, he noticed the car steering to the right, and the smell of Old Spice again wafted through the car. He pulled it back into line and continued on his way. A few days later, he made some enquiries about the car and discovered its history and where it crashed. He put two and two together and decided that the car had to go. Someone must have kept tabs on the car, as over the next couple of years, stories were added to the original about the car trying to turn to the right toward the crash point numerous times for more than one driver, but only when headed in a northerly direction, the same as the original crash. There is even a story that its final ride was on the back of a trailer being towed to the wreckers when the trailer became detached and swung toward the fence, crashing lightly into the fence. The trailer was rehitched and it continued uneventfully to its final destination at the wrecker. After that, nothing more was heard, so it's assumed that the car didn't do the same thing as James Dean's Porsche Spyder and curse every vehicle parts were used on. A side note of interest is that the other cars have hit that same fence in the same spot from both directions, only slightly damaging it each time. The section of road is straight, level, well lit, with good sight distances. Could the old man be locked to the location once his car was wrecked, or could these cars have parts from the original? A great legend-making idea, but we can eliminate that idea as the cars were from different makes over many manufacture years. It would be interesting to see if the drivers noticed someone in the back seat or the smell of Old Spice.
Good story.
Thanks, Daniel.
I like Old Spice.
Really?
Yeah, it smells good.
Mm.
Well, thanks so much, Daniel. That was awesome.
I know. Now we've made it through all of your stories.
I can't believe you lived in Tasmania.
And this is the first we're learning of it.
I know. What the heck? You know, it's not Tasmania, but we do have some more listeners now in New Zealand.
Nice.
Yeah.
They have a lot of alpacas there, don't they?
So thank you to our Kiwis.
Kiwis.
That's what they like to be called.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
I don't actually like being called a masshole, but other people will say that.
No, that's what they like to be called, Kiwis. I don't know why.
All right. Kiwis are green, and I like them when they're a little bit tart, not too sweet yet.
I love kiwis.
Yeah. I don't like the fuzzy part.
When I owned a juice bar, we did use a lot of kiwis. They were so good. Kiwi. Okay. Time for 5-star reviews. Yeah.
5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars.
What up? Okay, so this one actually comes from the past. Ooh, way in the past. This one I found on Podbean.
Podbean?
Podbean? Okay. This comes off of Podbean approximately 1 month ago. It is from Zombie Superman. Great name. Love this podcast. Definitely 5 stars. Yeah, what up?
Thanks, Zombie Superman.
Thank you, Zombie Superman. And while we're talking about podcasts, Beth, 12% of our listeners listen to us on Stitcher, which I'm unfamiliar with. But I looked it up a little bit, and you can leave reviews on Stitcher.
And we don't have any.
We don't have any. What?
If you're out, so 12% of 5 people is like half a person. It's like 0.6 of a person. So
you don't get off the hook for being half of a person. I'm sorry.
Right. So whoever our 0.6 of a person is who's listening on Stitcher, go ahead, throw up a review.
Yeah. Please. 5 stars, please.
Give yourself a fun name too.
Please, 5 stars.
Oh, well, definitely 5 stars. Doesn't that go without saying? It's not like people leave 1-star reviews.
I shouldn't. Our next 5-star review comes from iTunes. So fun! ! I love ghosts and New England, so this podcast is a blast. From McSween1288. Thank you so much, McSween1288. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, McSween1288.
McSween.
I wonder if that's January 2nd, 1988, or if it's December of 1988.
Ooh, write it in and let us know. Are you a Capricorn or a Sagittarius? Okay, Beth. Ellen, do we have anything else?
No, we got some contact information.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. You can find us on social media. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. You can find us anywhere that you get your podcasts. Amelia has something to add.
I have been making a concerted effort to ask people where they have heard about us. Right? Anything I like to know. It helps me do my Amelia thing where I make lists in my brain. Okay. So I would like to give a shout out to Kitchen Witchin on Twitter who found us through Twitter.
Nice.
What? That's crazy. Twitter. We have like 50 Twitter followers. Please follow us on Twitter so more people can find us.
Well, you got to put content on Twitter.
I do put content on our Twitter.
And you got to go get into the spooky chats.
You keep saying there are Twitter chats and I can't find them.
Okay. We'll look at the Twitter chats.
I got to figure it out. You got to show me fast because I'm supposed to give a social media talk to my Rotary Club in like a week.
Oh yeah, no problem. Twitter's easy, but confusing to get started with.
I haven't told them about Twitter, so I think we're going to focus mostly on Instagram and Facebook, which I'm very good at.
Okay. And besides, there's lots of pictures there.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Back to contact. Sorry, Beth.
That's okay. You can send us an email, ghosthuntinginnewengland@gmail.com. You can visit our website, www.ghosthuntinginnewengland.com. You can send us a carrier pigeon to the Somerville Media Center in beautiful Somerville, Massachusetts.
And on our website, there's a contact form. So if you can't remember our email address, you can just go to our website, which you can click on basically anywhere that you can find us anywhere on the internet. And that is how you can submit your Halloween spooky story.
Great.
Make sure it is in by October 25th.
If you can't remember our email address, you can also reach out to us on any of those social media platforms. Amelia checks those neurotically. Neurotically.
Like an insane person.
Want to say thank you to Aaron Schilb for posting all of those beautiful pictures of himself all over Instagram. And of course for doing the music for our podcast. If you haven't followed Aaron on Instagram so far, the Aaron Schilb at the Aaron Schilb.
God bless you, Aaron. Thank you.
A big thank you to all of the people who sent in or at some point put together a story of their shadow people experiences that we shamelessly stole and just read on our podcast.
Yeah, and thank you, Stephanie and Daniel, for sending in your drive-by ghostings.
Absolutely. Anything else?
I think that's it. Just tip your waitress and
happy hunting. I'm waiting for the siren to go by.
cat.
Are you just purring like a cat randomly?
I'm the vortex, baby.
Okay.
Feels good, do it.